Pivot tables are a powerful tool that we can use to analyse our data. Here we have a table of data listing our staff members, which team they belong to, where they are located, and how much we are paying them. We would like to know how much we are spending per location on salaries. Pivot tables very easily extract this information for us. Let's give it a go. Before creating a pivot table, you want to ensure that your data is well laid out, with data listed under column headers and with no empty rows or columns. Tables are a great way to do this as per this example, but are not compulsory. Start by clicking inside your data. On the Insert tab, click Pivot Table. Because we started with a table, Excel is using the table, which is called Staff Salaries, as its range. If you didn't start with the table, Excel will show the range using cell references. Choose for the pivot table to be placed in a new worksheet and then click OK. A new sheet is created with a field list on the right. A field is automatically created for each heading from your original table. Underneath the fields list, we have 4 boxes. We drag fields into these boxes to create the pivot table. On the left in the worksheet, we have a box showing. This is where the pivot table will be displayed. I'm going to drag final salary from the field list into the values box. Excel has now created a pivot table showing our total spend on salaries. Next, I'll drag the location field into the rows box. This adds locations to our pivot tables as a row heading, and we can now see how much we are spending per location on salaries. That's all we need for our query, but you can continue to add fields as required to the pivot table. We could drag the team field into the column box, which breaks the data down further. Pivot tables can easily be transformed by dragging fields around. I can drag the team field from the columns box into the rows box. This gives us the same information but laid out in a different way. I can change the order by dragging team above location, and I can delete the field from the pivot table by dragging it up into the field list. We can create a pivot chart from the pivot table by clicking inside the pivot table and selecting Pivot Chart from the Insert tab. Let's create a pie chart. If your original data changes, the pivot table and the pivot chart do not automatically update. You will need to refresh the data by clicking Refresh on the Analyze tab. The creation of pivot tables can be sped up by using the Recommended Pivot Tables button on the Insert tab. Based on the data in your table, Excel will present a list of recommended tables for you. Move through the options from the list on the left. When you find a table you like, click on it and then click OK. Excel places that pivot table in a new worksheet in your workbook. This covers the basics of pivot tables and pivot charts. There is so much more that we can do with pivots. So go grab some data, turn it into a pivot table, explore the options and see what you can do.